up and running live. So it looks like we are now live and on the air. And nice to see some other friendly names popping in here. No worries, Ted. Hope to see you and John here again soon. So, Janice, glad to have a chance to see you face to face. Oh, look, John. Yeah. John, you are in there. At least I'm seeing some props from John. So, cool. So, well, you've actually just recently joined our Social Marketing Mastermind. So I'm glad to have you as a member of that community, and hopefully there's lots of stuff we can learn from each other going forward. But I'd love to just kick things off here before we get started with our conversation. Just with a quick introduction to today's topic, we're talking about Facebook ads, specifically for coaches, solo entrepreneurs, and by extension, a lot of what we're going to discuss is really applicable to lots of small businesses trying to work with consumers out there. And so, we cannot cover everything possibly here, but I wanted to just have an open Q&A, give people an opportunity to ask questions as well as answer questions, because even though I do this for a living, I don't know everything, and it's always great to learn from others, and also to just hear either war stories or success stories. So if you have something you'd like to contribute to our conversation today, we'll be going for about 45 minutes to an hour tops. I'd love you to jump on in. Okay. But we already have somebody on with us, and I'd love to get the ball rolling. So is it Janice? I just want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name correctly, because I know you're from a part of Canada where maybe some names are not pronounced as we might pronounce them in the rest of North America.
No, it's okay. Janice, because I live in Montreal, near Montreal. But my mom gave English names to her children.
Got it. Well, great.
It's okay.
So what brought you over here today? And what would you like to chat about?
Well, it's because, see, I help solopreneurs with their social media, and inside the training we have a portion which is the Facebook ads, right? And a lot of them, they use the boost the post. Okay. Others go into more advanced. And yesterday I had a case that maybe you're going to talk about today. I'll have a question at the end, maybe, if you don't talk about it.
Sure. Okay. Well, there is no formal presentation here, and so the best way for you to get stuff addressed is just to go ahead and dive on in. So go ahead and ask.
Okay, I have one of my clients who took a boost the post Facebook ad, and in this publication it was a link back to the website inside this blog where he had an article. Okay. And he's a hypnotherapist. Okay. And he works with people like, how do you say that in English? Transgender?
Okay, transgender.
Transgender?
Yep.
So inside the article on the blog on his website were some sentences that he was like taking the personality of somebody in that. And the words were a bit harsh, not too kosher. Okay. And Facebook refused the ad, and they told him because it was the wording, etc. But what I don't understand is that the wordings were on his website, in his article. Yeah. The publication had nothing wrong. How come they did not approve?
The ad didn't get approved, and there was nothing wrong in terms of the text in the ad, but the landing page. Okay, so Facebook does a couple of things in terms of their approval process. They first have an automated approval process where it's not a human being looking at it, and that will look for stuff in general that they want to flag and say, no, this isn't appropriate. To what extent they look at the ad and then the landing page, I don't know in that automated process, but very often on certain topics, they'll have somebody actually go in and look through the entire funnel. And Facebook has a team of people who will look through not just the ad, but also the landing page. And part of the challenge with Facebook ad approvals is that it's an offshore team for the most part. So you have people, I don't know where they are, Philippines or in India or somewhere else, who may not be familiar with certain terminology when it comes to a subject like transgender. And so there may have been some language on that landing page that culturally they felt was breaking the terms of advertising rules. And as a result, you know, he could go back and appeal that, right? You could go back and say, you know, this is language specific to this audience and the understanding of their subject matter. There's nothing offensive, or you know, it's technical language, maybe dealing with people who are going through a shift in their gender, or what I don't know what the language was specifically.
Yeah.
But you know, and try to discuss the topic in a way to get them to approve it. I don't know what the rate of you know, the change of decision from Facebook is, but I've gotten certain things overturned when I've gone back to appeal something. So that's one approach. The other approach is to just soften the language on the landing page and you know, put it back in. But yes, absolutely, Facebook does look at landing pages as well, and in their terms of service for advertising, they're very loose about how they describe some things. And one of the things they'll say is, you know, they'll talk about the appropriateness of the entire funnel, or the appropriateness of the destination of the ad, and so that's an area that I think we need to be careful about, is trying to conform to their rules, both in the ad itself as well as where we're sending people.
Yeah, that's what I understand now. Yeah. Okay.
So, what did you guys do after you got that ad declined?
Well, at first we were looking into the text of the Facebook ad, trying to look where in the 2 or 3 sentences something went wrong. Then we realized when I went and I followed his link to where it was the landing page. Then I realized why it was like that. So he decided, finding that for these articles, because he's talking to his audience, right? He's just simply not gonna do a Facebook ad on them. He's gonna continue talking to his audience with the terms that they use, you know. And there was another thing that came up also. Is it new? I haven't noticed. Let's say you on your Facebook publication, you link back to an article on the blog, and in that article, let's say there's 7 or 8 images. Okay. Now we see them all. Facebook comes back and displays at the bottom all this scrolling of images. Is that new?
Yeah. So they've done this probably, I would say, in the last 4 weeks or so. I've seen this this edition where not only do they pull all of the images from an article, but you also have the ability to add an additional, or just to replace them all. So after the images that they pull, there's one open slot at the end with a little plus sign that you can upload whatever image, and you can then delete any of theirs. There's a little X, you know, in the corner. Yeah. So it's probably you know, it's an extension of what they have put together with their carousel advertising for, you know, a business that has a catalog of stuff. Maybe, you know, we're coming around to holiday time, and maybe you know, somebody wants to put an ad together with multiple toys for the kids, and so you know, you can put an ad with different images together there. Okay. But the option here is, right, you can either pull from any of those images and just have one running there, or you can display multiple ones. And frankly, from my perspective, I have not seen good conversion rates on the multiple images. The carousel ads, for example, don't seem to be converting quite as well in terms of getting people to choose the item that they want to purchase and you know, move on over to a landing page there. And I don't know why in a blog post, for example, you would want to have those multiple images. So I probably would pick the image that I'd want to represent the article, or I'd actually create a call to action image that would be more enticing to get people to actually click if you don't have one that's already being automatically pulled over.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Going into Canva or just creating something, mocking something up in PowerPoint or Keynote or something would probably be my approach.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have somebody else who's joined us in Silhouette. So I see Body Fitness here. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Amir. I'm 15 years old, but I'm interested in Facebook ads. I'm a digital marketer, but I have a great result.
I missed the last part. You have?
What?
You said you're a marketer and you have, and then what was the question?
Yes, I'm having a questions about the Facebook lead ads. That's about
the lead ads. So
for email marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So lead ads for those who don't know. Lead ads are a brand new thing on Facebook that help people to grow their email list directly through Facebook. So the idea here is that rather than having people click on an ad and go over to a form or to some external landing page, that you can simply click subscribe right inside the ad, and that would extract people's Facebook authenticated email address that they would then have to set, so there would be one button, you click subscribe, then there would be a confirmation screen that would come up saying, all right, here's the email address that we have for you. Is this correct? Is this the email that you'd like to submit to whoever's running the ad? And then people can approve that. Twitter actually did this several months ago, and Facebook is just following up on this now. I'm not confident that it's really all that well structured yet, because there's a default button which basically says subscribe. It doesn't give you the ability to fully integrate an opt-in offer, coordinating the subscription with external email programs like Aweber, GetResponse, Infusionsoft is a little more convoluted than most of us are able to put together ourselves yet. So I think that it's in its infancy. It's going to get better, and there's probably going to be some third-party tools that will enable people to use this more effectively, especially tying it together with those third-party email software tools as well. So we lost our person with the question, but that's what it is. I'm not seeing it as fully fleshed out yet, and so I haven't. I played around with it a little bit, but I have not found a great deal of success in the brief testing that I've done so far.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yes, but what I would say that in this ad, I make a landing page for before and after photo. Okay, that's for weight loss. But Facebook refused the ad because the landing page contain after and before. After I changed the picture to a photo, my account has been deleted. Things like that.
You moved away from the microphone, and so I missed what happened to your account.
The band.
Okay, so this is not as much an issue with the Facebook lead ad as it is with. Again, this is the same question that Janice asked. Basically, Facebook has very clear terms of service when it comes to ads, and a lot of us, when we first get in there, it's like reading the instructions on something that you buy, right? Most of us don't read the instructions, and when we go into Facebook advertising, we unknowingly or inadvertently push the envelope. We start putting things up there. We think that it's totally appropriate or it's totally natural given what our audience wants to see. But one of the big rules, and I'll go actually find the Facebook terms of service, and we'll just post that in here. But one of the really important things is that weight loss is one of those areas that Facebook has very strict rules, and before and after photos is just not allowed. Let me pull up this link, and I'll pop it in the chat in just a moment here. And so, if they probably wouldn't have banned the account based on just that one ad, that they have a multiple strikes and you're out kind of policy. I don't know how many because they don't tell you. But what happens is you probably have had, so let me just pop this in here, Facebook ad policies. All right, so there is the link for those of you who... So you had another one for, I'm sorry, what?
Self-defense.
Self-defense, okay. And it was from the same ad account?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
no,
one of the things...
I create another account.
Mm-hmm.
And start making for a landing page for self-defense. And
okay.
They also reject my landing page and close my account.
Yeah. So, and was it linked to the same Facebook account, or was it a different Facebook email address and stuff?
Yes.
So your audio is not great, and so it's having some difficulty hearing you. But what I would say is, Facebook is aware that there's lots of marketers out there who are trying to, utilize Facebook ads to build businesses, particularly around affiliate marketing, which it sounds like you may be involved with based on the areas that you're covering. And they're looking at everything from email addresses to IP addresses to see if somebody is trying to game the system. And you may not be trying to necessarily game the system, but they have systems in place to try to protect their end users from someone who is trying to be abusive of their platform. And you may have simply gotten caught up in that. Even if you're trying to be a good citizen, it's easier for Facebook and everybody else. I've had my accounts banned from Google, for example, because it's easier for them to just say no. They have so many people willing to give them money that for those of us who inadvertently or intentionally skirt their rules, sometimes it's just easier for them to shut us down because there's plenty of other people in line to pay for them. I don't have any great suggestion except to go through an appeal process and try to talk it through with them. Some people have had success with that. I can't say that you're going to have a ton of success getting decisions turned around, but if you're open and transparent about what you're trying to do and try to get help from them, you're gonna be better off. One other option is to look at using the Business Manager, which is a platform where you can manage multiple account ads or advertisers, and that may give you a little bit more protection or insurance. Trying to use that angle. And in fact, if you are managing other people's ads, according to Facebook, if you are managing ads for more than 3 accounts, you must be using the Business Manager. So I hope that's helped. I'm sorry that our audio isn't great at your end, so I want to make sure that I've addressed your question sufficiently.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Well, great. Janice, it looks like it's just the two of us here at the moment. I can't see anybody else up, and Leslie's joined us. So I'm glad to have another Another viewer here, Leslie, if you have some questions and want to pop in, we got a couple of open seats. You're more than welcome to join us. We're talking about Facebook ads and questions about them, any success stories or any challenges that you'd like to share with us. More than happy to have you in. Eric, you as well, if you'd like to jump in. We're talking about Facebook ads today, particularly for those who are either having challenges or are trepidatious about using the platform. So Janice, what in general is your business about? What is it that you're focusing on when you're dealing with social media for your clients?
Well, trending, very high demand. Oops, somebody else?
Not yet, but I'd
Okay, the high demand in Facebook, optimizing Facebook pages so Google can find them, and also with an angle, a marketing angle to the work done on the pages, you know. And same thing for LinkedIn. The big demand is we want a really optimized profile, and we want to use it more for lead generation. Yeah. But what's your take on? Some people told me that they went to social media seminars and all that, and they were recommended not to use Boost to Post.
Okay.
Never use Boost to Post. Never use Boost to Post. Okay. And what's your take on this? Because I know you can go and create ads.
Yeah.
And there is one. It gives you a lot more criterias. Mm-hmm. To select, but why do they say that?
Well, I think that's something that people were saying 3 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago. And if you go, you're a privileged premium member of our social media marketing mastermind, and when you come inside our private Facebook group, I've actually recently made a video on this very subject because one of our other members asked about this. But here's my general take on this subject. Boost Post, that button that you see when you create an ad or when you create a post on your fan page, used to provide you with a far more limited range of options. And you're absolutely right that what happens is you're limited in terms of what you can do by way of targeting. And so it doesn't make a ton of sense for a lot of people to post and then click that button right away and boost that post, except if you have an active and targeted list of followers on your page. That's one major exception. The second major exception is if you're a local business and you're targeting just out of the fact that you are pretty broad in what you do, can be broad in its nature, right? So if you're not target, let's say you're a restaurant and you want to target an audience that's people who live in the 10-mile radius around your restaurant, that you can do inside the Boost post. And you can even, let's say you're an Indian restaurant, you can select general broad interests like Indian food, right?
Yeah.
So that's helpful. But if you are boosting, if you are putting a post up that's sending people over to your blog, or sending over people over to a video or something externally that is focusing very specifically on a question that only a narrow audience is going to be interested in, clicking Boost Post is going to probably restrict, not restrict, but send that post out to too wide of an audience. Okay. And so that's the real reason behind not clicking that button. What happens was that it was even more restrictive in its in what you could do before. And so when people click that, Facebook would automatically just start spending your money. And it was a really easy way to have very low conversions and have a higher cost per click. When we go into the ad create tool and we focus very specifically on targeting that audience who are going to resonate most with that message, or particularly if we have a custom audience, people who already know us, who already recognize the name of the fan page or recognize the brand name or the image that is being put in front of them. And now with video ads, for example, it's even more effective because the cost for a view on a video ad could be 0.001 cents per video view. Targeting that stuff, which you can't do by clicking boost post, is going to be much, much greater return on your investment. So I don't say don't do it, but there's only certain types of ads or certain types of posts where it makes sense to do it.
Yeah, because I find that the clients, they find it easier. They say it's easier to boost a post. They don't want to go into the more advanced how do you say that, criterias. And because it's true what you say, because I did boost a video post and there was 4,000 views. There was 2,100 people who looked at the video, and it cost under a penny.
That's great. That's great. But here's the question: did the video get anybody to do anything?
Yeah, the conversion. Conversion. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I would say yes, they're absolutely right. It's easier, but if it's not accomplishing something, then
because they do see, even though it's a boost post, when they look at the results, they see the visibility and how many people took action on it. And if they take the money they spend divided by visibility, for sure it's less than a penny.
Yep.
And the action, you can go maybe 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents a click. An action. So they find it right there. They're happy. They say, wow, if I would have taken Google AdWords, it would cost me $2 a click. Yep. So Facebook is a publicity agency that's really not expensive.
I mean, that's our goal ultimately, is to get low-cost clicks, but it's also to get people to not only watch a video or click on the ad, but to do something on the back end of it. And so, one of the biggest challenges that I see is maybe an ad ultimately is fine-tuned, but as we discussed in the first question that you asked about your client with the blog post, is the thing that's on the other side of that ad as valuable? Is there continuity from the ad, and is it providing the value that the people who you're targeting are looking for, so that they're going to actually do the next step in your process, in your marketing funnel? Opt in to your email list, or join your webinar, or whatever it is that you're download your free ebook, whatever it is you're trying to get them to do. That's just as, probably not just as important, probably more important, because that's where you're making your money.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So if there's other questions, either from folks here, I see a hello, welcome. We have a couple of open seats. You're welcome to jump on in to ask questions. If you want to post questions here in the chat area as well, you're more than welcome to. We're talking about Facebook ads today and how to use them as a solo practitioner, a coach, and apparently as a anything else that you may be into, like weight loss or self-defense, apparently. So if there's questions, that's what we're here for. It's an open Q&A and an opportunity for you to share some of your war stories and also some of your success stories. So in the meantime, Janice, you've had the opportunity now for a week or two maybe to be part of our Social Marketing Mastermind. I don't know how much you've gotten through there, because I'll tell folks quickly what it is. It is my training on Facebook ads is where it started, but I found that as I started working on Facebook ads, that a lot of my clients, and you just referred to this earlier, LinkedIn is a big area. A lot of my clients really weren't in the right position to be doing Facebook ads, right? So we had a broader conversation. Facebook ads are really sexy. It's the thing that people are most interested in having a conversation with me about. But when we get down the path a little bit and we start understanding what their business is about, what their goal is, I often will counsel them against using Facebook ads. or not initially, that there's other ways on social platforms to attract people more effectively. And so I said, you know, I should put something together, and I started doing local events, and I realized, well, this is not very efficient. And so I put together some of my previous online courses, and I'm starting to do a lot of Udemy courses. And I said, let me just package all of this together, put it in one place, and offer it up as a monthly subscription. Or right now, I'm sort of in this slow beta, I haven't even really launched kind of period, where I just want people to come on in and join us. And so I'm giving people incentive. I think you took advantage of my incentive to jump on in. I'm going to be posting access to all of my members for all of my future Udemy courses on social media marketing, as well as, you know, my past stuff. And we have this private Facebook group where, as our numbers grow, people can have discussions just like the one we're having here, where you can throw up a link and say, hey guys, I'd love somebody to just run through this funnel for me and tell me what you think, or can I get feedback on this, or I'm really struggling with the language on this, and I'd like to, you know, get some feedback on it. That's the idea behind this. As I said when we kicked off our conversation today, I definitely don't have all the answers, and so I'm looking to people who are other professionals, like Janice, all the way across the continent, up in the Montreal area, to help add another perspective and another voice to all of this. So that's what the Social Marketing Mastermind is. In fact, I have. I'll throw in a link and my super sweet deal for anybody who is interested in it. The link is smm.baronmarketing.com. It's over in the chat, and I have a coupon code for access for life. Instead of paying the $27 a month or the $297 for lifetime access, I have a coupon code there for $67 lifetime access, because I want to incentivize people to come on in and help me right now structure this in a better way. So, you know, whether you're watching this today or you're watching the replay, I hope that you'll consider it. That was my sales pitch for the day. Janice, have you found value in there so far?
Oh yeah, much more. Get on it, guys. Get on it. It's a no-brainer. But just the time missing to go through all this. But it's fantastic. Thank you so much for the offer.
Oh yeah,
Great.
It's my pleasure, and I'm relying on folks like you to help make it a vibrant and you know, active community. So we have just a few more minutes, and I see some other folks popping in. Again, there's a couple of open seats, and we're talking about Facebook ads. If you want to pop in and ask a question, share your experience, I'd love to have you come on and join us for a little bit. So please by all means do. Any other questions that you have, or war stories that you want to share, Janice, at this point?
Well, I'm going to be looking into you know, how to create audience. Mm-hmm. That's a special topic inside the Facebook ads. I'm going to try to be better at it, go and create audience, but I'm pretty sure I'll find something in the in your members area.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways to create audiences. So we're talking about custom audiences here. Mm-hmm. And you can do this in a few different ways. One is to create audiences based on people who are already on a list that you own. So if you know, if people have, your clients have a customer list or a list of prospects, they can upload those to Facebook, and that can be one sort of custom audience. The second kind of custom audience, they're with guitar in hand, love it, that's great. The second kind of custom audience that you can create is people who have visited websites or specific web pages, and you can actually create audiences in very sophisticated ways around somebody who's visited this page but hasn't visited this page, so that you can get an ad in front of people based on I'm just going to mute you out while you're playing that guitar there, because I want to make sure that everybody can hear our conversation here. So people who are going through a funnel, and maybe through the advertising you want to be able to speak to them. Hey, I noticed that you visited the blog post and you clicked on the my offer, but you didn't opt in, right? You can go back and place an ad in front of them to help pick up, bring them back into the process where they left off, and that's a pretty cool way of doing it, and it's a little overwhelming. This is why clicking boost post is a lot easier, right, than than going into to create those audiences. But it's a little overwhelming the first time you do it. But when you understand the concept, and you understand, okay, I just need to take this code and put it on this page, and this code and put it on this page, it becomes second nature once you've done it once or twice. It's like, I'm teaching my daughter to ride her bicycle right now. I think it's the same thing, right? Once you just practice it a little bit, you'll get used to it, and you'll understand, how to take advantage of it. So, custom audiences is incredibly powerful. It's also incredibly intimidating until you've done it, and then you're kind of addicted to it, because you'll see that the conversion numbers are that much better when you have an audience that actually knows who you are. They're tuned into what it is that you're saying, and you're going to get people. We're distracted all the time. Most of us are using these devices, right? And so we're flipping through here while we're waiting in line for movie tickets. We opt into something, and then it's time to go up to the ticket booth, and so we just stop doing this. Well, that's how getting a custom audience, in place as an advertiser will help you pick up that conversation, so that when they come back out of the movie after they've watched it, there's an ad right there saying, hey, pick up where you left off.
Yeah. Okay. That's great.
Yeah. So that's the idea behind it. And so it looks as if we don't have any other takers for today. And so I think I'm going to wrap things up here. I have a couple of additional blabs scheduled for each subsequent Thursday, so that I'm continuing to test out my weekly DIY digital, which I was doing on Hangouts on Air.
Yeah.
We're doing them over here now, and it's great to be able to have conversations and actually understand what people are looking for. It helps me in developing my my content more, and it also gives me a chance to actually interact with people, as opposed to being that voice behind a PowerPoint presentation over on Hangouts. So this has been a lot of fun. This is only my second one on Blab as a host, and I appreciate those of you who have come in and joined me. And I think we're gonna wrap things up. Any last words, Janice?
No, thank you so much. And my first experience on Blab.
well, welcome. I'm glad that hopefully it's been a positive one. Let me give you some props down there, and I'll
see you in the Facebook group.
Very good. So, folks, if you haven't taken advantage, once again, over in the comments, there's a link to our Social Marketing Mastermind with a super sweet deal to get lifetime access at a ridiculously low price, and I hope that you'll take advantage of it. So, hey, I'm David Baer. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me, and I'm gonna wrap this up now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yep.